Hello students, welcome back to my channel again. This is Anamika Talukdar and hope you all are fine. And as I said, to utilize your time, I hope you are utilizing your time. Make a strategy or a plan for all the subjects, how to study, and read other books too. Utilize your time in this way. And yes, on the first day, the video which I made about contents of social science, there I said you that the first chapter of politics and some chapters from history are not needed. But I have seen the new books, the chapters which are not needed are not given only in those books. So it's very good thing. You are not now confused. So I'll try to make another video by giving you the new contents which I already said actually, but the lessons which are omitted, these are not given only in the book. So you don't have to worry. Politics lesson 2 which I did here, that is what is democracy and why democracy, that is now lesson 1, that is not lesson 2 in your new book. So I'll clear it in another video. So today let's start what will be our topic, and our topic will be quality of population. Today's topic is quality of population. So when we talk about quality of population, what comes in our mind? So how quality of population can be determined? If we see our country's population or an area's population, then we also have to see how is the quality, and that is determined by seeing the education, training and health care, the medical care, or how healthy the population is. So when we talk about the quality of population, it depends upon on these three, that is education, health and training or skills, which I already discussed, that how a person can be human capital. So a population like India's population, we often consider it as a negative one. And why we consider it as a negative one? Because we have large population where many of the people are still not human capital. So if these people becomes human capital, then there will be no burden to no one, and when there is no liability or no burden, then even if we have large population, we can term it as an asset, a property, not a liability. So as I said, that is the quality of population. So today's topic will be education and health. So our government, what steps or what measures are taken, what contribution is made for education, for upliftment of the education and health condition of the country, or the skills or training. So I'll give you one table where this number of teachers, schools, colleges, how it has increased from early years to now. These are given there. I'll even give you some key points where percentage of education it has increased, how much it has increased. All this I'll be giving you in those key points. You can go through. And about health also I'll give you. But before that, let me give a little bit of idea about health and also education. So education, you remember how education helped Sakal to be a human capital, or we know that how education helps a person to become human capital. So education in one's life is very important to realize one's potential or capabilities, that how much capable a person, or how much capable a person, or how much potential a person in his or her work. So that is by taking education or by acquiring knowledge, we can know that how much contribution we can make for our society or country. So through education only, when you are educated or qualified, you can contribute, you can work, you can do job. So by that you can earn, and then we can add to our national incomes. So then we don't have to be burdened to anyone. We can even contribute for our betterment of the country. So that is about education. You must have heard about Navodaya Vidyalaya, which is established in each of the district of the country by government. You must have heard about Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan along with midday meal scheme. So Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is introduced by government for giving compulsory elementary education, basic education, to all the children of 6 to 14 years of age. So that's compulsory, and it's a free education to all. Even the children, those who come from poor background, they come from poor family, they can take the basic education, which is actually compulsory for them, for all the children of 6 to 14 years. And along with that, as the children, they will not know the value of education, and so they are attracted by midday meal scheme. The midday meal scheme is giving food to them, and also there is one another thing which is engage in midday meal scheme, that is by giving the food to the children, government is trying to give nutritious food to them at least once a time in a day. Providing midday meal to them, government is trying to give nutritious food to those children, because they come from poor background, they come from poor family, and they do not get the nutrition which is needed at this age. So it is a try by midday meal scheme, and also it attracts them. They become happy when they come to know that they will go to school for studying, and also they will get to eat food. So in this way they are attracted to come to school. So this is about the small children. Now the students, those who want to continue their studies even after HSLC, but they cannot afford it without doing work or job. So what for them the opportunities or the contribution made by government is, that is distant education, or many free vocational courses are also introduced, where computer training, tailoring, so in this way spoken English, these are some of the courses which are given for free to the students, so that after taking this training they can start their own business, they can start their own work, they can start their own computer training center. In this way they can start it. And as I said, that some students, those who want to continue their education even after HSLC, then they can. How they can? These students, they can take the distant education. How? From Monday to Saturday they can work, they can go to job as they have to, because they have to look after their family, and so they can go to their job, respective jobs. And Sunday basis there are classes and exams are also on Sunday basis, where they can attend the classes and exams on Sunday, and they can work from Monday to Saturday, and thus they are earning, they are taking the education also, so they can continue education in that way. So these are some of the contribution made by government for the students for the education, so that education of the country can be developed. So in that way, health is also important. I said you that health is wealth. In one of the video I said that health is wealth. When we have a proper health, then only we can work properly. So even if we are educated or qualified, if we do not have a proper health, we are unhealthy, then we will be unable to work. So health is very important, a proper health. So for health, for maintaining health, nutritious food, nutrition is needed in the body. And for that, the people, those who are not able to afford it, for them there are many schemes, measures taken by government. Then hospitals, medicals, like number of doctors, nurses, beds in the I'm just telling about schools only all the time. Now this is about health. So number of beds, infrastructure facilities, the number of doctors, nurses, these are increased from time to time, and government is also looking after this, so that the health condition of the country becomes good. And when health condition of the population is good, then only we can consider the quality of population is also a better one. So this is all about education and health. I'll provide you some of the table and charts and some of the key points regarding education and health. So for today, this much only about education and health. There will be a last topic of unemployment, which I'll be doing in the next video. So till then, thank you very much. So here you can see the contribution of government towards education, literacy percentage, then a table where number of school, colleges, universities and teachers are given, how it has increased, then a paragraph about health, and a table of doctors, hospitals, nurses, etc. Thank you.